Did a documentary on the war in Ukraine. Also terrible. The producer just won't let anybody have creative freedom. Free doesn't put food on the table. For free, I can't give your project the level of care that I could if you had invested in it.
Here's kind of what the shot looks like. And I showed it to her and she cried. That oh crap was more like, oh crap. Now I have emotions to deal with. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are here with Bobby Janik to the show today. For people that don't know who you are and what you do, please tell us all who you are and what you do.
Oh man.
I know it's a loaded question.
Yeah, I'm about to say, this is always, it's crazy because I make people do that too. And I'm like, dang, I don't even know how to
talk about
I don't even know how to articulate that.
This is Bobby, he has camera.
Basically.
Okay. That's all the help you're gonna get.
Yeah, I
from
mean
me
that's all they need to know. Bobby Janik is a creative that inspires creatives. You saw it in the show notes, like that wasn't fake. It mostly came from me not believing in myself early on, and then getting to a place where I was like, that's dumb. Let's just put stuff out there. And like, you know, the internet paralyzes you because you see internet trolls and you're like, oh, they're gonna come after me.
Yeah.
They're gonna damage my self-esteem. And then you know, you look and see that I don't know who I told this, but like, you know, their profile picture is like a random Pokemon and they don't have any content. And I'm like, and you're hating right now? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I'm always like, just do something. Even if it's bad, at least you start it instead of like being paralyzed by wanting everything to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm a multifaceted creative. I'm always like tempted because I do YouTube so much to like look at the
Hey, it's okay. You can do it every now and then.
Yeah,
as long
right.
as you don't do it all the time. Because now it feels weird talking to you, but
the
I'm
whole
looking around.
time. I'm just like, BTS cam, y'all got me. My shot. Sensor shot. You
If you just do that slow lean in.
yeah, right.
Good. Yeah, it's good.
All throughout the pod, like
This
what's
is why we
happening
can't
right
stay on track.
That is right.
Okay, so.
Yeah. Okay. Multifaceted creative.
Yes.
I am, I guess, a filmmaker. First, I just found out yesterday that I'm still kind of a photographer. Like I'm still pretty decent at it, I guess. Nowhere near like, I'm gonna be shouting you out a lot in this podcast. If you've been here and if you know Spencer, you already know what's up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm a music artist and musician, and there's other stuff. Like I wrote a novel once. It never went anywhere because I didn't do anything with it. But yeah,
that's cool.
Creative consultant, all that stuff. But yeah, the space I'm in now is more creative consulting.
Yeah.
Tied to filmmaking because, you know, in the age where everybody needs good content, I'm like, well, this is what you need. And luckily, I also can do this, but like helping people with like frameworks and even killing limiting beliefs that I killed in myself or had to kill in myself.
What I gather from that are a couple things, and it sounds like you enjoy the strategizing of like what you're actually going to do for the why you're going, like why the content is being made, and then formulating the strategy of that.
Yeah.
Right. That's me too. I mean, that's what my coaching program is really all about. Like you guys can see a little bit of it on the board behind me, but Bobby can see everything because this
I'll
is...
read it off real fast.
Yeah, if you just read everything. Something that I love to do is help people get clear on why they're doing what they're doing, what they want to do, what does the future look like, and then how to achieve it.
Yeah.
Basically is the short version of it. And so what you're seeing is the result of a 2-day kickoff intensive where we go through a bunch of exercises to formulate an actual roadmap of success, basically, which is just, I never thought if you'd have told me 5 years ago, hey, Spencer, you're going to not be a photographer as much and just be a coach, and you're going to really like it. I'd be like, you are insane because I'm a photographer.
Yeah.
This is what, I want to push the button. I want to create. It's the art of creating is the thing I love.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, there's a flip that switched.
I mean, you're still creating too, though. You're creating a path for somebody that doesn't know how to create the path for themselves.
Well, that's true.
So that's, I don't know. It is a weird space because, you know, I'm the same way. I'm like, but there was they did like a live album recording at Hope Church.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't even know what my job was. I was like overseeing to make sure that nothing like crashed and burned. And it was so fun because I never had to like actually film anybody. Even as much as I love doing it, I was like, it was kind of nice, like overseeing a team and like, supporting them rather than like
Yeah.
having to be like, oh, is this in focus? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing I love about Fashion Week is being the photography director is the overseeing of all the other photographers, making
Yeah.
sure they have what they need. Formula, it's so much coordinating the schedule, making sure that the person is in the role that they actually enjoy,
Yeah.
and have the capacity for it. Like, do you really like photographing makeup?
Yeah.
Like, like I would rather take that person off and put them on the stage performance versus I don't like people. Okay, well, you should go home and play video games.
Basically. Don't play online because, that's
You're fighting the trolls again.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's the part of it for me. Like you said, it's like being around it, but not directly doing it. Like being a second shooter at a wedding is super fun because you get to enjoy a little more.
Yeah.
And you feel kind of free.
I about to say the pressure is off. Like
Oh, yeah.
outside of when I second shoot weddings, I have like specific obligations, which is like set up the ceremony, make sure we have like this little F3 Zoom recorder,
Yeah,
32-bit float one. The camera nerd coming out. So I had to make sure that's rolling whenever we're doing formalities and stuff like that. And then, 10 shots of whatever new location we're at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. And then the rest is like, just do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. What would you say is your like favorite thing? If you have to be the camera operator, what is your favorite thing to capture?
I don't know. I always generalize it because like I love telling or helping people tell their story.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people, even myself until recently, I was like, I never thought about my own story. And I was like, actually, no, it was a struggle, bro. It's pretty inspirational. But I guess, yeah, just helping people tell their story because I've seen what that does for people. I've had a lot of people hit me up like, I'm sitting here crying watching this thing you filmed for me because they never even thought they could see themselves in that light. Like,
yes,
which is really cool to do for people. So I think just that storytelling.
So the people and the storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that resonates with me a lot because I had a client one time that was on a weight loss journey. I didn't even recognize them from several years prior to meeting them.
Yeah.
They said, I met you. We were hired to do a thing together, like a big event. They were hired. I was hired. 13 other photographers were hired. So I met them, and I didn't really remember when I saw them again. I didn't remember that was them,
Oh, yeah.
because they had lost so much weight. Anyway, she said, I want two things. I want my photograph. She wanted a portrait. I want my photograph to be in a gym, and I want to be wearing a ballet dance leotard. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay. So, and she told me straight up, she said, I am a photographer. So we're all a little weird when the roles are reversed.
Oh,
and I
no,
have
it
to have
is.
my picture taken. And I was like, okay, challenge accepted. I love hearing that. But then she said, and I want to tell you that it's like doubly hard for me because I still view myself as that overweight person that I used to be. And so I was like, oh, that's when it hit me. I was like, oh man, this is going to be maybe slightly challenging. Usually when somebody says, I don't like having my picture taken, I'm like, I got you.
Yeah.
Because I like to make the experience fun. But in this case, I was like, you're a photographer and you're dealing with some mental things around what you're still hanging on to that self-image of what was, not what is. So all that to say, we set up. I do, I'm a weird light nerd, so I like all the things.
Yeah.
And so I think I have everything right. And I'm like, let me just take a test shot of how the lights are playing in the space and on you and your skin tone, blah, blah, blah. Take the shot. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be dope. So I started to get more excited because I can see like, cool, I've got this. I think we're good. We take one other shot and I was like, can you just go over here, stand about right here and like do a little dance, do whatever the thing is. like a plie or what,
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Like I'm looking at the rim light on her, the fill light is beautiful, the colored lights in the background are great. And I'm like, all right, you got to come over here and look at this to see what we're doing. Because as a photographer, you don't operate this way because you don't like off-camera flash. You're an ambient person, which is fine. But here's kind of what the shot looks like. And I showed it to her and she cried on the spot.
Wow.
Right there. We hadn't even really started the session yet. And I was like, oh crap.
Isn't it always like you're like, I messed up?
Well, and that oh crap was more like, oh crap. Now I have emotions to deal with.
Oh yeah. Like on top of all this.
On top of this, navigating this. Now she's, I know that she has a weight issue mentally still, even though she looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, she hasn't responded other than crying. And in my brain, I'm going, oh gosh, does she think she looks fat? Oh gosh, is her hair? Oh gosh, she's picking it apart because she's also a photographer. And she looked at me and she said, I never thought I could be this beautiful.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
And that's the paycheck.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's so cool.
it's awesome. I still remember it. It gets me. But like that, helping, how am I trying to say this? Helping someone see that version of them is like the why I get up in the morning.
No, 100%.
And I think that's, it's incredible to give that to someone. And so the rest of the session was great. I thought she was emotional in a bad direction, but she was emotional from excitement and like your hard work has paid off. You've lost weight. You look amazing. You're doing the two things. You're in a gym, which you love, and you're dancing, which you love.
Yeah.
And she, like, I couldn't get her to like stay focused for the shot because she was so excited.
I love it.
So yeah, that was a really cool moment. And I have pieces of those things that just like hang out with me in my brain.
Yeah.
And
no, that's incredible, dude.
Ever feeling like, why
you need
am I
to tell
doing
that
this?
story. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously. That's crazy. I love it.
So yeah, it was when you said that, I was like, oh yeah.
No, I'm always like, my mind is always blown because like, I don't know how it is for you because like, it's probably the same. I feel like it's the same with everybody. I've even heard like big time directors that I like say something similar, like imposter syndrome basically never goes away type deal. Because like, we see your work and we're like, oh my gosh, what in the world? And then you probably see your work and like, how do I take it? Which is good. Like, how do I take it to the next level? While we're like, how did you even get to that level? But like whenever people have those kind of responses, I'm like, I've been sleeping on myself apparently. So it is always encouraging and like just beautiful to be able to do that for somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Thanks for sharing. Look, see, we're interviewing you.
I know. I didn't mean to.
No, it's all good.
You said it and I was like, oh yeah, I remember
I wanted this.
Moment.
I don't want the heat on me.
So, all right. So
anyway,
I have notes.
Where are you from?
I'm from a little town in South Carolina called Florence.
Is that actually where you're from?
Yeah.
I've been there a handful of times growing up. I don't remember even what it was about. Probably would never
You're
go
probably
back.
on the way to the beach. That's where most people go to Florence.
Yeah.
They stop to get gas on the way to Myrtle Beach. That's what Florence is.
That's so funny. The gas stop.
I'm like, do you know where Myrtle Beach is? Cool. Did you ever like stop to go to the bathroom on the way? It was probably in Florence.
It's the bathroom town. That's crazy.
Hey, look, we have 2 Starbucks now.
Hey, let's go. You can pee in either one of them.
Yeah.
They don't have bathrooms, by the way. You just, wherever you can find, you just go.
That's true. We got a lot of dumpsters.
Oh my God.
We just stop talking. Florence is great.
That's so funny.
Florence is great, but it is kind of the touristy stop on the way to the beach.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it to people.
I like it.
It's really cool if you're like over 50 or under 10. So when I was in my mid-20s and I was like, all right, I think I'm going to do this creative thing for a business.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I can do that here.
Yeah.
So
I'd be like that. Yeah, there are some places where I'm like, you sure you want to be a photographer here, bro?
I think, man, it's crazy. Like there's so, like you said earlier, in the world we live in now where everybody wants content or everybody needs content for whatever they're doing. I think you could be a photographer anywhere.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah. You just have to know like who you're trying to serve and the why behind your whatever it is you're doing is the force that feeds you,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, in this day and age, I do think it's like, it's just a L to not at least be trying to do something with content when that's like, for somebody that doesn't have any skills whatsoever, which is like, that person basically doesn't exist because everybody has some kind of skill, but like for you to be able to get this, probably not this iPhone, because it's like, this is the COVID iPhone. It only has one.
3?
No, it's the SE, the new SE. Well, they have another new SE now, I think. So this is the one before that. Still got the button.
Oh, dude, I love the button.
I know this.
Bring it back.
Jay, the model that we were photographing and filming yesterday, she kept making fun of me about my button. So you know what? Excuse me, first of all, I like my button, and Spencer likes the button, so you should bring it back.
Bring it back.
So without it, I'm like, how do I navigate? And I was like, do you just swipe?
Yeah.
Everybody's always making fun of me.
I'm used to it now, but for the first couple of days, I'm like, I have nothing to push.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss it. But it did kind of bring it back a little bit because you can
on the
click
side.
this button and it opens the camera, which I like.
Oh, nice. I do like that.
So,
But yeah, to have a device that everybody has and be able to
yeah,
talk about whatever it is you're passionate about and possibly turn that into revenue is crazy.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
if you're not even at least trying, I feel like it's kind of an L.
There's the book, The Visual Sale by Marcus Sheridan. There's 2 books, actually. I talk about it all the time. The Visual Sale and Endless Customers. Those books talk about how to incorporate, doesn't matter what your business is,
Yeah.
but how to incorporate video as another revenue stream for whatever your business is.
Yeah.
And when I started reading it, I was like, ooh, I'm a photographer. Why do I need video?
Yeah.
I am a photographer. That's photographs. And then I'm reading the book and get into like chapter 2 or 3 or whatever it is. And the owner of the book, the author of the book, excuse me, owns a pool company, swimming pools. Okay. Has nothing to do with video.
That's funny.
But they have a YouTube channel that generates them revenue.
Yeah.
As a swimming pool company.
I'm telling you, dude.
Because
YouTube is the unlock.
It's crazy.
And
I didn't realize that it's the second largest search engine in the world.
That's why I made the founder positioning system. It's like a new service that's on my website where I seek out people that aren't taking advantage of not just YouTube specifically. Like a lot of them don't even have like any organic content, or they have like sporadic, like somebody did a video for them once, somebody did an Instagram reel, and there's no consistency or continuity. And so the founder positioning system, look, I'm sponsoring this.
Do you have a mug? Because I don't like. Can we superimpose?
Yeah, I know. We need
right
FPS on there, which is funny too, because frames per second. It was like a little,
Like, did you do that on purpose?
I didn't, but when it came together, I was like,
oh,
that's kind of cool. But I found awesome. Founders and business owners, and even like you don't have to be like rich, but obviously if you are, it's gonna be easier because I'm expensive. No. But and just help them to show up in those areas like confidently, because a lot of them don't do it because they're like, oh, I don't like you were saying, I don't like how I look on camera.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I'm gonna look foolish. I'm like, so it starts with you killing those limiting beliefs in them, like. And it helps, that I have a YouTube channel that started with me vlogging and they're terrible. And I'm like,
leave them on there.
If this grew, I just hit like 1,000 subs like a few weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
And then in the last 28 days, I've gotten over 200 new subs. And it's like, there's no rhyme or reason to my YouTube channel right now. Like
that's crazy.
It's got kind of a theme, but
yeah,
there's never been any structure because I was like, I just need to start. We'll figure out the structure later. I'm like, so if that's growing, your thing can grow. Like if you're somebody out here, because a lot of these companies are like multi-million-dollar companies. I'm like, so you figured out how to do that. People always want to know, how can I make more money? You're a business guru. Like if you figure out how to make millions of dollars in a year, you know something that a lot of other people don't know. So start sharing some of that, or at least just start letting people in the room in some of your meetings and post like clips of that. You don't have to post the entire meeting. You don't have to like share the trade secrets. A lot of people try to gatekeep, and I'm like, bro, all the information's out there now, but people pay more attention when it's coming from a reliable source first, and sometimes when they pay for it, they're definitely paying attention.
Right.
Like I
That's
could
what
have
I tell people all the time. The people that don't pay attention.
yeah, it's crazy. And then like people that want me to do free projects, I always tell them. I had a guy recently that like I don't even know what happened, but it was some nonprofit, and they were like wanting video, and their first thing were like, yeah, but we don't have any kind of budget. Gosh, I need to like blow my nose or something. Anyway, so in my head, I was like, okay, here we go with this again. But I was still willing to do it because I was like, cool. It was about cancer survivors or something. I'm like, that'll be a cool like short film to have in my portfolio.
Yeah.
But I was telling them, I was like, the free price means you have no clue when you're getting this because I can't prioritize that. I got a family.
Right.
Shout out to the family. But like free doesn't put food on the table.
Right.
And like for free, I can't give your project the level of care that I could if you had invested in it.
Mm-hmm.
And like the same goes for like information and stuff like that. Like if there's a free course, some people pay attention, but when you invest in it, now you're like, I need to get my money's worth. I've invested thousands in this or however much it is.
Right.
So let me take it seriously because it can help me better my life or change my position or whatever it is.
I think that is, you hit the nail on the head. Like if you want it, you need to take it seriously.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just a transactional piece. Like I want to be emotionally invested, but I need to know that you're serious.
Yeah.
And that takes the financial commitment. And a lot of times, oh, I have a cousin that can, great, let them do it.
Oh, exactly. You're going to get cousin results too.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I can't, I mean, at this point, I just let them have it. I'm like, I don't even get hung up on like trying to go back and forth with somebody that's so hung up by like how much it's going to cost. Because if that's your main focus, you can't afford it anyway.
Right.
And like,
yep.
I don't know. People have very unhealthy relationship with money. Like people don't even like talking about money. Like, oh, like it's offensive to be like, oh, how much did you charge for this thing? Or how much?
And then they like, oh,
yeah.
I
charge. Like, why you all in my business? And I'm like, I tell everybody, I'm like, bro, I'm broke. So ask away. It's zero. It's zero. All the time. It's zero.
Well, you're looking at, like I said before, you're looking at the board here with numbers on it. Those numbers came from somewhere, and that takes transparency. Like for me as a coach, if you came through kickoff, I'd say, Bobby, in order for me to help you the most, to get the best result possible, I need to pull the curtain back. I need to lift up the hood. I need to see what's going on so we can fill any gaps and then plug any holes and then seal whatever, so we can start to fill up the tank.
Yeah.
Right? But I can't do that if I don't have all the information.
Yeah, 100%.
So
it's like when you go to the doctor and you like, well, if I tell them this, they're going to want to do this procedure. Like they can't help you if you're like, and
like, why is your blood pressure high?
Yeah.
That's because I ate Doritos.
Because I haven't ate any Cheerios.
Oh
wait, that's cholesterol. They're supposed to lower cholesterol.
That's cholesterol.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But yeah, that's exactly the same way. So that's why I'm like, the more you're transparent with me, the more I can help you figure out what's going on in your business, then we can navigate.
Yeah, that's it.
Be here all day. If that's the worst it gets.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
We're fine.
Which again, this is a live podcast and like you're seeing everything. Like when I punched the microphone, when Spencer said navigate, like it's fine. He didn't die. It's cool. He's still, people are still going to hire him. Like, stop being afraid of being a human. Everybody's human. Like it doesn't matter.
Dude, oh my gosh. Thank you for that. Because I'm sorry, I could just cut you off.
No, go ahead. I love it. Come with it. You're about to bring the heat.
So I'm going to nominate, the thing I was going to say was stop being afraid. Okay. So for the longest time, I thought I had to be professional and I had to operate a certain way. I had to look a certain way. I had to say certain things. Until very recently, I'm like, I'm abandoning ship. I want to wear the Jordans, I'm going to wear them. I want to wear the Dunks, I'm going to wear them.
Yeah.
I want to wear jeans, wearing them. I'm going to wear camo pants, I don't care. I'm abandoning ship on being professional. Yeah. I'm just going to be me. When we're done, I'll show you my new business card idea, which is the full embodiment of the things I like and the things I grew up liking. Yeah. So I collected baseball cards. I was into comic books a little bit. And then in the early 90s, mid 90s, they released comic book trading cards. So it was like a baseball card, but for comic book characters.
That's so cool.
and I have a Foot Locker full of them because
Oh yeah, you
I
gotta show me
loved
those.
them.
No,
I loved
that's
them.
dope. That's going in the blog.
I just want to do what I like, and the people that like that will naturally gravitate to me, and then that is my brand because it's really, truly, authentically me. So
100%.
I'm like, so I had a conversation with a coach. They reviewed my work, and they're like, Spencer, your work is incredible. However, there's no you on your website.
Mm.
And I was like, oh. And then they looked at my coaching program. They're like, your coaching program looks really good. It looks really sound, foundation, but there's no you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ah. So then they look at my YouTube page. Again, I had a picture of a lion on it,
Yeah.
not me. And so one of the things they said was like, you are the face of the brand. Why aren't you showing your face?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that hurt me a little bit. So I say all that to say I'm redoing my business card. And my business card is going to look like a trading card. So it's
snap.
gonna have, you know how like a basketball card, it's like a picture of them, they're holding the ball or whatever. And
they're about to go miss a layup. They're like,
yeah.
no.
And the back of it is like an action shot and then their stats.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine is, I'll just show it to you.
That's so cool.
I gotta not show it to you now. I'll try and do it as
I mean,
quick
it
as
looks
possible.
like Aslan is the thing of the past. You got to go, bro.
Yeah. So in the full embodiment of like, I just want to be me and do the things that I like to do.
Yep.
Like this is the front of my
Oh man, that's so dope.
playing card, right? It's me.
That's fire.
So anybody that gets this would be like, hey, they remember it's me.
Yeah.
But then on the back of it, this is the
Dude, that's so
stat
sick.
sheet. But it's my actual bio, actual skills.
Dude, that's so dope. I'm hating. I'm about to steal that. Just make me one, just for my own personal.
Hey, I can make you one.
I'll just like show it to people. Maybe I should have like a thing you can scan, so I don't have to actually give them the card. But like, yeah, just hold your phone up to that. I just set up my phone to be able to do the
tap.
Yeah, the transfer, which blew my mind the first time I saw it. I was like, what is happening? You like see the screen rippling. It's like somebody's jumping into my phone. I'm like,
that's awesome. Yeah, that I think it's crazy. So you were saying earlier that like, hey, why don't you tell your story on camera, right? So what is that story?
Yeah, clean the glasses for this one.
Okay. Do I need a tissue?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
I know I'm gonna like randomly start crying for no reason. Like,
Well, that's okay. Listen.
you always meet people that like either establish on that first time you get paid or reinforce what's possible in this creative field or in any field. But like, you know, first time I got paid, it was like, oh, people pay you for this. Or when I learned that, you know, I saw friends, which is the kind of the beginning of the story. But I guess the very beginning, what I learned yesterday as I was talking to one of my business coaches was, because they were just talking about, actually, no, it wasn't when I was talking to one of my business coaches. Anna and Jordan were on a live, and they were talking about luxury brands and how when they think of luxury brands, they think about like as somebody who's been established for a long time in one thing. They're not wishy-washy. Like, I mean, Apple, they make the same product every year and tell you that it's new. So when they were talking about that, like just people that have always been doing what they're doing, they haven't been like, oh, I'll start a jewelry business. Oh, I'll get a food truck. And now I'm gonna come back to photography. It was always like whatever that one thing was. So now it's like, how long or how far back does my history go with what I do? And I was thinking, I was like, oh snap. Okay, so third grade, literally, I became a storyteller. We used to draw comics of Sonic the Hedgehog. Me and one of my buddies, like comic strips of Sonic. But the story was always something that we made up. Like, all right, what is Sonic getting into today? Oh, and you know, obviously we were gonna get sued eventually if we were to try to do something. Right. But I was like, oh snap! I was already telling stories at that young age, which like full circle moment. Like maybe that's why you enjoy the storytelling aspect so much now. Yeah. But the way that I got a camera in my hand was like, I grew up loving cinema, just like I guess just like anything that was like a motion picture, TV shows and movies. I always appreciated movies more because they just had that look and feel to them. Like, oh, this is cool. You know, Tom Cruise is rappelling down on the thing.
Right.
And then just like associating like,
Yo, I got some ropes. We can go out the window.
yeah, right. Now I've always wanted to do like the rappel. It'd be sketch, but like I could do it. Like I'm not necessarily afraid of heights.
I didn't mean to derail you. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm gonna circle back. So Tom Cruise, we grew up together. No, I'm just kidding.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah, right. But I was just like, I would see movies. I never, as a kid, like ever thought about how are they making this happen. I just thought it was cool that
Right.
somebody acted in movies for a job. Somebody, you know, filmed the thing for a job, and then as you grow, you learn there's like way more than just the camera and the actors. Like
Right.
it's a
It's the whole thing.
plethora of people that make something that big come together.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies, Jared Phillips, he went to school for photography. I don't even know which school. Not gonna shout him out if I did know, because you know student loans, they be hitting you all over the head. No, but he was a full-time freelancer with photography, and he did some video just like sporadically when people would ask for it. At that time, I think it was more photo forward, where everybody just wanted still images.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. And I was like, how do I get into that? But before that, I had a camcorder that I got from school.
Was it mini VHS?
Yeah, it was. It was a little square one.
That's awesome.
And funny story with the camera, a guy from school, like another student, I guess we were kind of friends, maybe not, according to the story. But he gives me this camcorder that I later found out he stole from the school. Yeah, and then yeah. So I've been like, I just had this in my possession this whole time. And then I'm young, I'm like 18. And I'm like, oh snap, they're gonna find it as stolen. They're gonna think it was me. So I wanted to get it out of my possession. So I like I donated it to a thrift store with the mini VHS still in it. So now somewhere, maybe on the internet, somebody has like my first vlog on a cruise ship, because I was like,
oh man, that's awesome.
I also tried to make my own version of 24, you know, the Kiefer Sutherland show. So somebody has it. Like, I'm not easily embarrassed. So if it randomly surfaces and they're like, I'll take it down for X amount, I'm like, bro, I'm just happy it's here. I already downloaded it. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it started with that camcorder, and then Jarrett let me borrow a Canon 6D for like over a year. He was just like, he had just got into mirrorless, and he was like, you can use this to practice on it. And I was gonna buy it from him, but so much time passed. He was like, you should probably just like look into mirrorless, because DSLR is not as popular now.
Right.
And yeah, all that led to me eventually getting my own camera. But before that, I'm trying to like make this fast. I was working at BMW.
Okay.
Just in the factory, in the plant, you know, attaching hatchbacks to cars and indoors and all that stuff. Met a lot of lifelong friends there. Joe Brangman is one of my lifelong friends.
What up, Joe?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm about to say, you know him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Robert Wright, he's just like always been a super big supporter of everything I've done. And he also, you know, helped me believe in myself more, because he was like, they always say you can see potential in other people more than they can see it. So he was like, bro, stop sleeping on yourself. You should be making movies, all this different stuff. So those were the good things that came from BMW. Other than that, I didn't really love it. I got to the point where I hated going into work. Like,
I think we've all had jobs like that.
Yeah. And not even like depression, but like thinking about it was depressing. I was like, this is what life is going to be like.
Right.
For the like coming in, doing this same task over and over again.
Yeah, and you feel handcuffed.
Yeah. Seeing people have multiple surgeries on the same shoulder because they're doing this motion over and over again. And then those people telling me, oh, if I could do it all over again, I would have chased my dreams. And then whenever I was through temp service, MAU, so they eventually are like, you can be full-time BMW. And they try to, you know, they announce it in the morning meeting and everybody's clapping. And then as soon as they handed me that, I was like, yeah, if I accept that, I'm like,
I'm
digging
done.
my own grave here. So at that point, I was already like, there's no way they're gonna make me go to night shift. I was like, this is the time I need to quit. So I got there one day, and I was just like, I was all the way at the clock, like about to scan the card or whatever. And I was like, I'm not doing this stupid job no more, bro. I'm out here. So I turned around and left. And there was like, a lot of, when you work somewhere and people know that you're a thinker and you're like, meant for something greater. For me personally, they always like punish me for it. Like I didn't get many promotions at anywhere I worked because they knew I wasn't going to be there forever. And I don't know if it was like the way that I taught or the way I operated, because I always did the best work I could. But I was like, yeah, I look around, but like, yeah, this ain't for me. I know there's more, and like this paycheck is making me rely on this place, and I don't need, my income to be in somebody else's hand like that. Like, oh, you better keep coming because you want that fancy phone, that this fancy COVID phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that day I got to the clock and I said, screw it. Went back home. I think I stopped at Bojangles for like a celebratory Cajun filet. And I had no plan. Like I didn't have another job lined up. The reason the way I got into BMW, some woman was gonna hire me as to print T-shirts, which was kind of in my field, and I just decided BMW was gonna pay more. And she got mad at me because I didn't respond to an email she sent within like 2 or 3 days. And at that point, I had never had to check an email, like, So I wasn't even familiar with how email worked. And I finally looked and I was like, oh, she said something. I responded and she was pissed. And like, I was like, that's crazy. So shout out to the T-shirt company. I hope y'all are doing well. Maybe they closed though. They might have closed by now. So that's what happens. Anyway, that whole time I was at BMW, and even the in-between jobs, there was a time I was working 3 different restaurants at the same time, trying to make ends meet after BMW. But that entire time I was going to shoots with Jared, and he was just like being the homie, like, teaching me the exposure triangle, which I didn't understand for like over a year.
Yeah.
I did my first photo shoot for money somewhere during that time. And even with the 3 restaurants, that was when it got like depressing, because I had like an hour between the first job, it was Maple Street, and they closed at like 2 or 3. And then I would sit in my car in the parking garage, because I'm like, if I move it, I'm gonna have to pay for parking twice for that hour, and just like, be on the phone or whatever it was. And then go into like Basil was one of the jobs, the Thai place downtown.
Yep.
And then Comedy Zone was the other job. So it was just like those would rotate on which days I was working those in the evening.
Okay.
And I was like, I quit BMW. This is still stupid though. We had our first kid, and we're living in this 1-bedroom apartment. And, that was 2020. So everybody started working from home.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find jobs like on repeat, and I wish I would have kept them, because it would help like visually tell the story. But it was so many rejection letters like, oh, sorry, we went in a different direction. And I deleted them because in the moment, to me, it was like, reminded me, oh, you're not good enough even for this job that you don't want. And then COVID hit. We had a relative, one of my wife's like great aunts, passed away, and she left everybody money, and we got like not even that much. I think it was like $7,000 or something. And we have bills, because I haven't worked in probably like 6 months at this point. Not for lack of trying, just I'm at home with the baby and trying to like figure out stuff working from home. Some company allegedly hired me, but they were like setting a cap on what I could make every month, which wasn't nearly enough to even pay like one bill. And I was like, what are we doing? So I just talked to my wife. I was like, I think it's time for me to try to figure out how to make money as a creative. And she was all on board for it. So I spent $1,700 on the Sony A7C. Didn't have a lens. Borrowed a lens from Jared, because he's always the homie. And then I bought the 28-70 variable aperture lens from this chick on Marketplace. It was like this chick and her grandma showed up. The lens didn't even have the body cap or the back cap on it. And I was like, let's go. And that was what I used for a while. First lens I think I bought was the 85, the Sony 85 1.8.
Awesome. Yeah.
Still have it. Still, it's over there in that bag.
Dude, I love that people get hung up on the gear and the equipment, and they always want like the fancy stuff, and
Yeah.
like you don't have to have fancy stuff to make
No.
fancy content.
I filmed somebody's wedding on that lens, 28-70,
Yeah.
on the beach, and it looked incredible.
Yeah.
And yeah, granted, I was using the A7S3,
Yeah.
which is what I run with now, but
I mean, sure,
Yeah.
it helps,
yeah,
but a good surgeon could save your life with a butter knife if you had to.
100%.
Now, would it be quicker and more efficient with the proper surgical tool? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
But there's a certain element to the down and dirty, the raw, the not so fancy things
Yeah.
that kind of increases the character of that
Oh, 100%.
content, which is, I would love to do a shoot. Oh, actually, see, this is why I need to go to bed. But now I want to get go to Walgreens or CVS and get a 35 millimeter disposable camera and use a flashlight and like take a portrait
Let's go.
Just
That'd be sick.
to do it.
I like it.
Because he'd be like, this cost $13
Yeah.
and I have a flashlight. What can you do?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a challenge.
No, do that on YouTube. I'll come and pull up in a YouTube video. It'll be
Okay.
fun.
All right.
Because I've always wanted to do something with the Canon 7D. I have that. This church I was going to had it. We used it to film a service, and it overheated, and then they just left it in a bag for like 4 years. And I was like, what are we gonna do with it? Do y'all want this? I'll buy it from you. So I bought it with this horrible kit lens, like a 28-135.
Yeah.
So plastic and like it's terrible. But for $100. And I was like, that's cool. But even that is like that unlocks content right there. Cause you could be like, oh, what can I make with this? Or I spent $100 on this and these are the results type deal.
Yeah.
That lens sucks though. I can't even lie. It's not good. But I've always wanted to film like just a short film only on the Canon 7D because
Yeah.
the video quality isn't great. And like the lens gives you the looks. You can make it better by getting a little bit more of an expensive lens if you want. But like just showing people that, yeah, it's not 4K. It's not gonna look like something that was filmed with Atlas Orion.
Right.
But it's gonna have character. Yeah, like I said, Jared was like really staple piece in like me getting from point A to point B, just learning. Because all that to say, show up to the free stuff, especially when you don't know anything. Like if you want to change your life, you just have to do the work.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be pretty at first. Like I couldn't even pay my bills at a certain point when I was in that in between. And like right after I got the camera, I didn't like immediately start making all this money.
Yeah. You don't just become good
Yeah.
when you start. Like when you start, it's going to suck. But the more you do it, you're going to start sucking less until you start getting really good at it.
Yeah.
And
It's
the
all
only
about-
way to do that is to start.
It's all about how bad you want that desired outcome. And like along the way, I just keep, like I told you earlier, I keep meeting people that like reinforce what's possible in this field.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing in the story that I would tell people is be very intentional about the connections that you make and like make genuine connections. Like we were talking about earlier, when you look at somebody as a transaction or like, oh, it's a price tag or I want to work with that client because they're rich, they feel that. And it's like so grimy.
Yeah.
And there's no longevity in that because at the core of any level of business is relationships. And if those are superficial because you're like, oh yeah, I see that. I see what I can buy from like based on working with this person. They feel that and they're not going to want to work with you.
Yeah.
No matter who you are. So I tell everybody the connections that you make is what took me far. Like I'm still on this journey, but in this field, because like now I have friends that it doesn't even make sense on paper. I'm gonna get to that just in a second, but going from that Sony A7C, I just was doing photo and video. I had my first paid shoot. It was strange. It was like this girl's 16th birthday at a kid's park, like what was that Runway Park up there?
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm like, this is where infants play. Why are you having a 16-year-old birthday party out here? Photos were trash. It was so like I pushed the saturation so much because to me that looked good. Allegedly,
looked good, yeah.
It was.
I used to call myself a creative editor.
Oh man, you're
So
like, yeah,
I know what you mean.
I love the blown out reds and stuff.
Yeah. Great.
But I just kept going, and I was bad for a long time, and then I don't think I really got good with filmmaking. I made a decision in like 2023 that I wanted to get into documentaries and just like story driven content, even if it's not a documentary. And the opportunity presented itself like the very next year. I guess that was 2022. I was in an interview for the company that I was telling you about that wasn't paying me that much.
Yeah.
Because I was on their website as a part of the team. So they were like, let's interview you too. And they asked where I wanted to be in 5 years. And I was like, making award-winning short films and I don't know if I said documentaries or what, but the very next year I did that. Like I did a documentary on the war in Ukraine. Also terrible. The producer just won't let anybody have creative freedom. Some kind of way it won awards. And I was like, how did I met it? And that was my first big deal too. It was like $10,000 deal. Sat down at the table with strangers at lunch and walked away with a check for half of the deposit. And I was like, how in the world is this real life? And it was, even that was like reinforcing like, oh, there are people that will pay real money for your skill and also just for you as a person. Cause it's always about, like you were talking about personal brand, it needs to be you.
Right.
And part of that is what they pay for. It's not like, cause there's plenty of people that are better than me at this.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yes, you're right.
He's like, I've seen him. Yeah.
No. What I meant,
Bobby's trash.
doubt.
Yeah, right.
No. What I meant was that there's tons of creators out there, and we're flavors of ice cream. That's what I said. Like the reason why I love like embrace who you are because that will naturally attract your client to you, not your client to me.
Yeah.
Because we could have the same exact camera, the same exact lights, and the outcome is going to be different because you see things differently. You operate the camera and that light differently. So the equipment, again, doesn't matter. It's what you do with it, your knowledge, your education, your use, your flair that you put onto that thing. If we took a headshot of the same person with the same setup, it's going to look different.
100%.
So
yours is going to look like a painting, you know?
It's going to look like a painting, I guess. I don't know.
That's so dope.
But yeah, that's what I meant. Just like creators are unique and individual. And I think our work needs to be unique and individual because that being true to what you are and what you like is going to naturally attract the right client to you. And
100%.
They probably were not going to fight you on the money.
Yeah.
Because they want whatever it is that you produce.
Yeah. Like I said, years of not being good. And then in that interview, I said what I said. And then the very next year, it came to life.
Yeah.
Which was so crazy. But that was when I did my first documentary. It was in 2023. Invisible Enemy. It's about fentanyl poison. It's very heavy stuff. Like,
wow.
I even had to put a warning at the beginning because it starts, like, it just hits you in the face as soon as it starts. And it was terrible. Like it just like, as far as like visually, I was still figuring stuff out. Like a lot of my interviews were not lit that well. And I was like, I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't yet really know how to achieve it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have access to the talent to be able to film like the verite stuff, like something as simple as them like reading a book or making coffee that makes those scenes, that makes a documentary feel like a film instead of just a bunch of talking heads. So
Right.
So I had to fill in with stock footage, and I was like, the story was good though. So that's what got me the Ukraine deal.
Okay.
Was the storytelling that I did in Invisible Enemy, and they had a bunch of footage and no story, and they were like, I hear you're really good at storytelling. I was like, I would like to believe so. So in that moment, I was like having to become
Sonic.
the person that that I needed, that they needed me to be, but that I should have been becoming anyway.
Yeah.
And then somewhere along the way, I was like, I got to figure out how to reposition myself first to attract clients, like you said, that want, no matter the price, they're like, you're dope, let's work together.
And I don't think that ever stops. And it's not like the business gets any easier. You just get better.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what it is.
But like after you work with so many people that were a horrible experience based on lack of communication from either side or whatever it is, then you're like, okay, I need to work with people that know what they want. And then you send them a pay link, they hit it, and you're rolling rather than like, ooh, well, why is it so much? Because again, if they're asking that, they can't afford it, or they just don't understand how business works.
Right.
Because they don't give discounts on their things. So why are we expected to, you know?
Exactly.
Like you show up at a store, say you're going to shoot something for a store, and you're buying something from them, they're not gonna let you bargain, but then they want to be like, ooh, well, actually, could we like? And so you have to make a conscious decision, even if it means losing business for a while. This is the level I want to play at, so let's do it. And back to the relationships thing, Brian Knox, shout out, big shout out. He put me on the radar of this company here in Greenville, ASE, and I did one shoot for them. It didn't go that well. Like visually it looked great, but the sound system where we were at was kind of trash. And that showed up in the video. We did everything we could to nullify that. And then I send it, and you're used to hearing feedback, probably from the nickel and dime clients.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, I want a revision, I want this and that, whatever. They said nothing. So I was like, well, bomb that. That was cool.
Yep.
They did pay twice as much as they were going to pay somebody else for me to be there. So I was already like, okay, that's cool. They recognize value. And then nothing. And then I get an email inviting me to their house for the BMW Pro-Am party. And I was like, excuse me. And I like, after the shoot, based on them hiring me, like one guy quoted something like 2,000. I think I quoted 4. And I was like, just thanking them for like giving me that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I sent the thank you note, just professional and like the human connection thing. And then I get there to that party feeling out of place. Like, and then somebody's like, I think it was Elaine. She's like their office assistant. She's like, oh yeah, Karen and Rusty have a gift for you. And then somebody audibly from somewhere was like, I didn't get a gift. And I was like, oh my. And I was like, oh no. And then they just like, it was a dope Yeti with their logo on it and stuff. And they wrote back just like, and I was like, oh, this is cool. We're like actually building that camaraderie.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I've been trying to close them. We've been in contact ever since then. And they reached out again this year for me to film the same event. And I was like, I'm still on their radar.
Oh, cool.
And they introduced me to this multiple time Emmy Award winning filmmaker who I have no right to be friends with, like as a like professionally, because I haven't achieved anything like that. But he's super down to earth.
Yeah.
He was here in town recently, hit me up like, hey, are you here? Let's get dinner if you're here. And I was like, excuse me.
Oh,
absolutely. I want to get dinner.
Yeah.
I ended up at like this table with Robert Irvine, who's like, he had some TV show and like has cooked for presidents and stuff. And I was like, how in the world did I get here?
Is he as big as he looks on TV? Like
he's jacked.
Yeah. Okay.
He's I wouldn't want any issues with him is what I
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, maybe some scrambled eggs, please.
Yeah, if you
Don't
got
hit
time.
me.
Yeah, if you have time. If not, I'll just eat them raw. It's fine.
I'd be afraid.
And he's just been encouraged. Like I can hit him up and he'll respond same day. No matter what I'm asking, he'll like free game try to help me any way
I
he
think
can.
that's the best. I have like celebrity photographer people. You see them on YouTube, you see them on Instagram, whatever. But then you go to one of the festivals or conventions, like international photographers gathering, and they are a keynote speaker or they're presenting the seminar or whatever. But they still tie their shoes.
Yeah, 100%.
They still put their pants on. Like they're human beings. And the thing that I think a lot of times, there are exceptions, but like I've met Lindsay Adler, for example. She's a lighting guru. Like I look up to her as a specialist. And I've met her several times, and she's just as nice as she can be with no stuck-upness, no snootiness. Yeah. She's just a real person. And I think that's what's really amazing about some of the people that we look up to. Yeah. That like they want the camaraderie just as much as you do. Yeah. Because they enjoyed the human connection. And that's what it's all about. And they have never lost sight of that. And that's a thing that I'm like, that's why I do it. On my shirt, it says serving through photography, because that's like, I believe I was put on the earth to serve people. Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's $1 or $1 million. Like I'm going to approach it with the best level that I can. Because at the end of the day, it's all about people. Yeah, 100%. So, sorry, I derailed your story.
Don't ever apologize. You bring nothing but value.
French fries.
That's so fun. I posted something this morning about that. It was from Andre 3000. And he was just saying like how he hates being famous because people treat him differently. And like one of my business coaches just yesterday was talking about, because, you know, I might be working with this really big client, the same one I was talking about. And then I started getting in my head like, oh no, what if I don't deliver at the highest level? And then she was like, what did she say it? I forget how she put it, but basically she was saying like, treat everybody the same. It was the end of it, but like what we do in our head once we realize like who we're or the level we're about to start playing at, then we start like the past version of you starts trying to psych yourself out, like, yeah, you don't belong here. We're comfortable where we're at, like type deal. But it was a really crazy unlock. I was just like, I've always treated them like regular people, which is probably why we connected so much. And now in my head, now that it's becoming real, and I was like, oh wait, they're better than you, so you gotta. It's like no, like we're all just human. Some people just have been blessed with opportunities that you might not have yet, and it could be because of their savvy. It could be because it was handed to them. Regardless, they're still just people.
Yeah, and I think there's nothing new under the sun. There's only things that you haven't tried yet.
Yeah,
and that's the encouraging thing that I tell all the photographers that, you know, they look at my work and think that it's this amazing thing. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing anything new.
Yeah,
I'm just, like I said, again, I'm a flavor of ice cream. I like a certain look. I think I've gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I can set up lights pretty predictably to know what that outcome should be, and then it's a small tweak. But just because you've never taken the flash off of the top of your camera doesn't mean you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean you shouldn't ask a question. How did you do that? And that's, you know, we talked about gatekeeping earlier. Like, I don't like to gatekeep either. I'm like, I'll show you the exact lighting pattern I use. I'll show you the exact setup and the settings.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think you need to worry about the gear and the stuff versus the how it was done. Because again, you can take a cool picture probably with a disposable camera and a flashlight.
Yeah.
If you know how those tools operate, right? And there's a whole bunch of video stuff that I am still learning. Like this board was a piece of learning that I still don't know what all the buttons do. And it kind of freaks me out when I look at it. But I know it works, and I know how to record and hopefully produce a good product from it.
Yeah, 100%. Even showing people exactly how you do stuff, most people still aren't going to do it.
Right.
And that comes back to what we're talking about when you're invested in something, you take it more seriously. It's like there is a demographic, and we've all been that person at some point in time where you're just like, information, you're watching all these videos on YouTube. I need to learn how to do this thing. And then you never like put it in practice.
Right.
And then you wonder why you don't progress. It's like,
oh yeah, I'm guilty of buying a product because I thought it was super cool and it would allow me to do this thing. And then I never even took it out of the box.
That's how it be. And then you're like, unopened box. Let me resell this.
Yeah. And then you find it in your closet 3 years later and you're like, oh yeah, I did buy that.
That's so funny.
Thank you, marketing.
Yeah, basically.
Marketing works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump forward to, this is the lightning round.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
So I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. And then what's going to happen is you just give me the first word or phrase that pops. Don't think about it. Just the first word or phrase.
Can we get some hot wings to go? Like hot ones?
It is lunchtime.
Oh, man.
All right. First thing that comes to mind. Coffee or energy drink?
Definitely coffee.
Nikon or Sony?
Sony.
Film look or a clean digital look?
Film look.
Early morning shoot or late night edit?
I'll say early morning.
Documentary or cinematic commercial?
Documentary.
Only one platform forever, YouTube or Instagram?
Definitely YouTube.
If you couldn't be a creative, would you be a chef, athlete, or pilot?
Athlete.
Do you want to create something or wait for inspiration?
Always create something. If you wait, you might never start.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. If people want to find out more about you and what you do, where's the best place that they can go look?
The best place is my website. Do I look at you or them? My website is bobbyjaynick.com. That's BOBBYJAYNICK.com. And then everything else is there. I'm on YouTube under the same name, and Instagram. It's I think it's bobby.jaynick on Instagram. But like I said, if you go to the website, you can find all those links there.
Cool.
And the founder positioning system is a part of that too. So if any founders are watching this, even if it's been months later and you're trying to work together and you are like, I need to know how to show up for myself in this online space. I don't even know what YouTube is, all that stuff. Hit me up. And if you need dope photography that, you know, you can't tell if it's an oil painting or somebody really knew what they were doing with the camera, hit up my boy Spencer, right?
Thank you very much.
Oh man, but yeah, that's it.
Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you.
I
This is-
really appreciate it.
No, this is when you reached out. I was like, again, imposter syndrome. I was like, I know how cool Spencer is. I don't know if he thinks if he knows how cool he is, but like when you hit me, I was like, wow, that's crazy. Let's do it. Like,
Let's go.
yeah, I
Let's
appreciate
do
it.
Next time we can light something on fire and.
Yeah, let's do it. That coffee candle that you have in there with the coffee beans, that's pretty cool.
Oh, thanks.
Speaking of lighting stuff on fire, it made me think of that.
I'm up for anything pyro.
Hey, let's do it. That'll be we just make a pyro channel on YouTube.
Bobby and Spencer, pyro.
Yeah, right. How many fingers y'all got left? Enough.
I got one eyebrow and 3 pinkies. I don't know what
You got
happened.
extra pinkies.
Yeah. On that note,
Yeah, right.
thanks for watching. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thank
and
you.
we'll have to do it again.